Hi guys, welcome to another super exciting episode of Unusual Eunice. And before I start today, I'd like to let you guys know that it's actually my birthday today. So every 10th of December is my birthday, a day I get to thank God for everything. It's like my recap, my recess period where I sit down and look back. And I'm so excited, I'm so super excited, especially for, this year 2020. It's been, nothing like we've ever seen before. We've all had this roller coaster of emotions, we're all uncertain, we're all scared. It was a pandemic, it's still a pandemic. We're still actually under a lockdown here in Toronto. But I mean, in all of this, we're still alive, we're healthy. I'm talking, you're listening to me. It's worth thanking God for. So in the beat of this, I have decided, since there's nowhere to go and nowhere to take me to, maybe it's time for me to also do a giveaway. So I have decided that I'm going to choose 10 people randomly. I'm choosing 10 people randomly from the people that have commented, from the people that have subscribed, and people that have liked. But the thing is, the only people we're going to choose for this are going to be people that live in Nigeria. People that live in Nigeria. So if you're a subscriber or you ever commented or maybe you like, we're just going to choose randomly. We're going to get back to you and, find a way to get your 2,000 naira airtime across to you just to say thank you for your support. Okay, so on today's story, I don't have no caption for the story, but like I tell people, desperation, it's never an option. Don't let's be desperate for nothing. Jasper, a 42-year-old man who happens to be from Port Harcourt, though the past 22 years he's been in Australia. Jasper is an IT engineer who has been doing so well for himself in Australia. Jasper's friend, Frederick, has been talking to Jasper about relocating back to Nigeria. You're an IT guy. Right about now, IT is the order of the day in Nigeria, as there are a lot of phone networks and everything is growing fast too. Why don't you come home? Oh, well, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Eventually, Jasper said, okay, you know what? Let me go see. At least let me do my feasibility study and be sure it's where I want to be and where I could invest my money. He came down to Nigeria. He checked out the market. He found out it was big. It was bigger and better than he thought. Therefore, he bought a space. He got an office. He started his business there. 2 years down the line, like it was like magic. His business had grown so big. He was excited. Frederick came to Jasper saying, listen, Jasper, you're a single man and you've made a lot of money. I think it's time for you to settle down. Is there a problem? I mean, don't you think it's time for you to start having kids? Oh, yeah, priority differs. No, I don't want that right now. When it's time, I'm going to, he kept giving excuses. But another thing Frederick never gave up on with Jasper is saying to him, now you've acquired so much money and you're a single man. Don't you think you also need to move close to God? Get yourself a church. I mean, go to church. At least thank Him for His faithfulness. Thank Him. Frederick will always bother Jasper, especially about going to church. One morning, Jasper woke up, he got dressed, and he said, you know what, I'm going to go to church this morning just to prove Frederick wrong that I could go to church. And he said to himself, I'm just going to drive around any church I feel like. I'm just going to park, walk in, and worship with them. So he was driving around. Finally, his eye caught this, this church somewhere around the corner. He said, yeah, why not? He parked his car, stepped down and walked into the church. It wasn't really a big church. It wasn't a small church either. It was a normal sized church with, say, 1,000 congregation. That's if they're having, if they're having a big service or crusade. But I'll say give or take, they have like 250, 200 congregation every Sunday. So he sat down, he enjoyed the ambience of the church. It wasn't too big, it wasn't too small. He was like, okay, let's see what happens. Then it was time for praise and worship. So the choristers came out, they started, the praise and worship. But this particular sister, Sister Yemisi, oh my, to start with, everybody knows when it's Sister Yemisi's turn for either praise and worship or offering. Whenever she's the one leading, it's always wow. People are either always dancing their hearts out, or they're when it's praise and worship, it's like the Spirit leads. She's an angel and she's got the voice of a nightingale. So, and she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Sister Yemisi also a graduate of UNILAG, University of Lagos. She graduated a few years back. She has a job with an oil company. She's doing great too. Well, aside from the fact that she's 37 and she's still single. And I do not see any problem in that. I mean, marriage is, you have to be matured enough to now say, okay, I want to, coexist with this person. Marriage is not child's play. That's why lately we've been having marriages, divorces, everything going each other's separate ways. I think marriage should be matured enough for marriage. Well, it's not what I think. Some people get married at a very young age and the marriage will pass through the test of time. I'm just saying we don't all have to be desperate. Sister Yemisi finished her, praise and worship. It was wow. The following Sunday, boom, Jasper was back in the church. Because of Sister Yemisi, Jasper became a member of the church. As time goes by, boom, 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 himself and Sister Yemisi started a relationship. It was a beautiful relationship. Jasper, he's an exposed man. He knows what time it is. He's rich. He's rich enough to meet even way and beyond her standard. Sister Yemisi is also doing great. She works with an oil company. She's a sister of faith. She's not too flamboyant, and she's not too she's not really much of a conservative, but she's in between. And she would always ask, okay, tell me about your relationship before me. What has your relationship been like? And Jasper would say, well, I would really say I've had relationships because most of the women don't understand me because I'm taking my time. I'm a different kind of person. I just when I love for real. I'm scared of heartbreak. He would always say all this to, Sister Yemisi, which made Sister Yemisi always excited, like, wow, so you mean I waited this long just to get the best? Like the saying goes, the patient dog gets the fattest bone. Just that in this case, I don't know if that's true. They were having this relationship, and finally, Jasper popped the question, will you marry me? Oh, Sister Yemisi was excited. She was so excited that the next Sunday, she was leading the offering, obviously. She sang this particular song for the longest time. You should have sing it once or twice, that you change the song. She kept singing, what the Lord has done for me, I cannot tell it all. What the Lord, she was excited. A few of us knew what the Lord has done for you happens to be Jasper. And yes, you cannot tell it all because he's a great guy. He's a good guy. They got married. First 1 year of their marriage was wow. The love was wow. They were together, they did things together. Jasper really loved Sister Yemisi. Sister Yemisi, on the other hand, loved Jasper. Loved him. It was a match made, I don't know where, but it was a perfect match. After 1 year of their marriage, Jasper will always be on the computer saying, he's doing one thing or the other. He's always on the computer. Even at night, he won't come to bed to sleep. Sister Yemisi will be worried. On one of those occasions, she woke up in the middle of the night and saw her husband, Jasper, right in front of his computer, masturbating. She was wondering, why would you even do that? I'm here. I'm your wife. Why would you? She walks up to him and saw him watching porn. Not even the regular kind of porn, the queer kind of porn. That's the kind of porn he likes. The role play kind of porn, the porn where it has to be you being submissive, where he either ties you, he does whatever he wants to do. That was his own kick. She didn't believe her eyes. What's this? You're a man of faith. Why would you even involve yourself in stuff like this? You're watching something from the pit of hell. This is from the devil. Blah, 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 blah. For a few months, it went on and on like that. He would be on his computer watching porn. It got to a point she was tired of nagging. Now she wanted a solution. She didn't want to tell people about her relationship too. She didn't want to be the one bringing herself out there in the public. And yet this bothered her for a long time. Eventually she goes to the husband and says, okay, you know what? If this is what you want, fine. I'll do it for you. I love you. If you want me to keep having role play for you, why not? He says, oh yeah, this is why I told you I didn't have any relationship because all the girls thought I was different, but this is what gives me my own kick. This is how I get, this is who I am. This is what I love. I can't just blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. They started that role play. Once again, their relationship was amazing. He would tie her down. He would do all sorts of things to her body. Sister Yemisi, being someone that has never been explored sexually, she didn't mind. She liked it. Plus, that's her husband, and she's supposed to be submissive anyway. So she didn't see anything wrong in that. The relationship was, again, blossoming. It was going on and on. He would do all sorts of things. So sometimes she didn't like it. Sometimes. But she saw the pleasure it gave him. She saw how happy and excited he got doing all those things. And he loves his wife still. He's just a different kind of man. This was going on and on and on till some other sides started coming out. The first time she noticed this was, there was a day they were both having, making love or having sex. So he started to twist her arm. It was hurting so badly. And then she kept screaming, oh my God, it hurts. The more she was screaming out of pain, he got more excited. He behaved like someone else has possessed his body. He behaved entirely different from the man she married. She was in pain. But the pain you can't measure the pain with the amount of fear. She was so scared, like, can't this guy see I'm in pain? Well, so he twisted her arm. And thereby, he twisted her arm, thereby, what, I don't know, I've forgotten the word. It's somewhere here. It's not fracture. The other one. Twisted the arm, and then after everything, he took her to the hospital. Boom, boom, boom. With the pain and the way she was crying and shouting, they wheeled her into the emergency. She didn't tell nobody what happened. The husband was there with her every day, morning, night, every day. He would only go home, take a shower, change his clothes, come back, bring some food, and he kept begging, I'm sorry, it will never happen again. I'm sorry. He was begging and he was crying and begging. In her mind, she was wondering, it started from role play. It started differently. It started from role play. It became this guy burning some wax all over my body. It became him doing some stupid things to my body. It became him inflicting some pain on my body. But in all of this, in all of this, because I love him, because he's my husband. Now has it gotten to the point where he's actually inflicting so much pain on me, my bone, and he didn't even care? He kept begging and begging and begging. Okay, fine. After being in the hospital for 4 weeks, she was discharged. The husband brought her home. Brought her home to a brand new Range Rover SUV to say, I'm sorry. Okay. She was excited about it. Things went back to normal. After a few weeks, her arm healed. Now she's back to, a normal person, enjoying. Oh, everybody around was like, did you see what Jasper did? He bought his wife the latest Range Rover. He bought his wife the latest Range Rover. Oh my God, it became the talk of the town. All the women were, all over him, thinking that maybe he'll look their way and also, make their lives better. But no, he was actually, or he is actually, a faithful man. He was faithful to just himself and his wife. He wasn't interested in any other woman. Then on this particular day, himself and his wife, they were playing and talking. They were coming to the kitchen, so they were descending from the staircase to the kitchen, when suddenly, from nowhere, he stopped while the wife was going down, descending downwards. He stopped and then forcefully pushed his wife from the staircase. She lost her balance. Boom, boom, she was rolling down. Boom! She had a bad fall. She had a bad fall, thereby breaking her leg. Now, Sister Yemisi was on the floor with a broken leg. She was screaming and crying. At that point, Jasper was excited. He was excited like never before. Immediately he had a hat on. He started sleeping with his wife in that state. She could not believe her eyes. What's happening here? I'm dying. I'm in pain. What are you doing? What are you doing? All that fell on deaf ears. After 30 minutes of his madness, he jolted back to reality. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Boom. He picks up his wife, takes her into the car and drives her to the hospital. The wife's in the hospital, crying her eyes out, going through a series of pain. You know what it is to break a bone? The husband is there every day begging, saying, please, will never happen again. I'm sorry I did this. Please, I beg of you. This will never happen again. This will never happen again. Now, in all of this, she actually told the doctors, for now, I don't want to see this man. I don't want to see this man. So now, for a while, the husband wasn't able to see her for a while. But she's going to be discharged in less than 4 days. She knows her husband loves her so much. She loves her husband so much. But how, to start, I don't think he's changed. How is she sure that he's changed? He's a different kind of man. Don't forget, Sister Yemisi is a woman of faith. She's a strong Christian who do not believe in divorce. She already said, for better, for worse, till death do us part. What do you think she should do? If she stays in that marriage, most likely she's going to die eventually. If she walks out of that marriage, she thinks that would be the biggest failure ever. And the husband is sincerely saying he's sorry, he would never do it again. though that's his desire, but he loves his wife a lot, but he will try not to. I don't believe he'll never do it again. That's what he knows. That's who he is. What should Sister Yemisi do? And for Jasper, it's not about what should he do. I don't think he deserves to have a wife. It's going to keep happening. Or maybe just look for someone like him, maybe. Someone that enjoys sadokism and masochism. It's not a thing for everybody. I don't like that. Somebody else might not even like it. Anyway, this is where I hang my boots this week. And like I say to you, your comments, your likes, your sharing quite matter to us. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. And my name still remains Eunice Mambo. Till I come your way next week, please stay safe and stay cool out there. Do you smell it though? Christmas is around the corner. It's my favorite time of the year. Till I come your way next week, you guys take care and stay blessed. And it's still your show, Unusual Eunice.